I think we good. I think we good. Let's get this started, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. It's episode 183. That's a lot of episodes, y'all. But again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in each and every Thursday and Sunday and at 10:30. So thank you, of course, via YouTube. Nothing but love. Shout out to some of our day ones and our badge holders that's already in the building. Quick shout out to Shea Butter in the building. Culture, Hazel. Hazel, what's poppin', Hazel? Winter Breeze, King P in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping in as always each and every episode. And we're gonna have a whole good time. Shout out to King P for that gifted. Bro, you said Shador Sanders was going to start. And now look, try to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about that. You know we're going to talk about that. You know we're going to talk about that the Cleveland Browns has announced. So you know we're going to get into that a little later. So again, I appreciate the love as always. And thank you for contributing to the show. It's much needed. And thank you. Thank you for your support. Don't forget, again, y'all, to hit them likes, hit them 100s, engage in the chat. It's fun in the chat, so engage in the chat. Again, each and every episode. And don't forget to show that love. Also, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snap. So you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. Make sure you tap in. Also, remember there's membership portions in the page. Different memberships do get different access, so make sure you tap in. There's links in the bio. Also, when you go to fourthwall.com at the at the Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast store, you get 10% off on all merchandise if you use promo code Brothers Pod. Again, Brothers Pod. If you use that promo code, you get 10% off on everything in the store. So make sure y'all tap in and take advantage. All right. So again, I want to thank y'all for supporting as well, and also links is in the bio as far as the show. I mean, as far as the store as well to tap into Fourth Wall. Also, quick shout out. I want to thank again. I can't say this enough. Y'all support is amazing. I want to thank y'all for supporting my new EP that's out right now called Winner's Loyalty. For those who don't know, if this is your first time, type in Ashley Lovechild anywhere where music is good for you, and my new album will pop up. Well, it's the EP. It's only 6 songs, but it is fire for all my true hip-hop fans out there. So make sure you tap in and continue to support as you've been doing so far. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what else we got going on. Uh, Hazel, Hazel Hennett in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure y'all tap into that new album as well. Cover Girl. Make sure y'all tap in. It's a fire album, so make sure y'all tap in. So shout out to Hazel in the building. What else we got going on? All right, y'all. Let's get the party started. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, the chat, y'all, the chat. Y'all see my rock T-shirt? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gotta show the melanin some love. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Gotta show the brothers some love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to The Rock, one of the best to ever do it in the wrestling space. So shout out to The Rock. Big time. He's a legend. He's a true legend in every sense of the word. As far as, you know, wrestling, acting, entertainment. So shout out to The Rock. Had to get that T-shirt, fire T-shirt. Shout out to Lucas in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Make sure you hit them likes, hit the 100s, and stay engaged in the chat. It's fun in the chat. So again, if this is your first time tapping in, I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and this is Can a Brother Get a Rap podcast. We talk about everything. Shout out to Strand in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Shout out to Remington. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate that. Show love again. Hit them likes, hit the 100s in the chat. Again, we talk about everything here. But of course, I have a format, and this is our 183rd episode. So again, I want to thank y'all for tapping in. What's your favorite NFL team and college team? All right, I'll answer for that one real quick. Well, you see the NFL team. You see the NFL team. If you just look over my shoulder, you see the NFL team. Yes, yes. And don't get it twisted. This has been my team forever. We just been trash. So now that we nice, now all of a sudden, oh, you just be you seen it. You didn't recognize it because we was trash. People don't recognize trash teams until we get nice. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my team. And for college, my team is Michigan. Michigan. I'm a Michigan Wolverine. But I will say this. When it comes to basketball, college basketball, my team is still Michigan. But you know how the culture, we root for like Georgetown as a culture. As a kid, I always rooted for Georgetown, but Michigan is always my foundational team. Now, football, Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. But I also root for Coach Prime because he's a cultured man, got a cultured squad, and I'm also gonna root for Coach Prime. But it's Michigan all day, every day. So I just wanted to put that out there for you because you asked the question. W Chiefs, my favorite forever. Okay, that's love. Notre Dame for life. I love the school spirit. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing but tradition. Notre Dame should be in the Big Ten. There ain't no reason why they independent. They should be in the Big Ten. They'll still get a chance to play Army and Navy and all the naval schools, but they should be in the Big Ten. Their biggest rivals is in the Big Ten. Michigan, Ohio State. I'm missing somebody. Northwestern, USC, UCLA. They should be in the Big Ten. So, all right, man. Again, appreciate you tapping in. Remember, stay engaged into the chat, y'all. I hate y'all know I hate when people call me while I'm on live, right? I hate that. You know I'm on live. They do it every single show, and sometimes I have to, tell them about themselves for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all. Let's get the party started. No further ado. Our first segment of the night, popular opinions, y'all. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records, as you see up here. Yes, make sure you go to Instagram at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. You see it right on the box as well. All right, y'all. First, popular opinion question of the night. And remember, y'all, these are not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions, y'all. All right? All right, first question. If you woke up in 1987, which movie are you going to see on the marquee? If you woke up in 1987, which movie are you going to see on the marquee? Number 1, The Lost Boys. Number 2, RoboCop. Number 3, Predator. Number 4, Full Metal Jacket. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, if you woke up in 1987, which movie are you going to see on the marquee? Number 1, The Lost Boys. Number 2, RoboCop. Number 3, Predator. Number 4, Full Metal Jacket. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. In the chat, I'm already seeing. I'm seeing Full Metal Jacket. I'm seeing Lost Boys. If you don't name the actual movie, I'm not gonna shout you out, bro. Like you saying a movie that's not on the marquee, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout you out. So again, say it right, bro. I'll shout out to Don and the. I'll watch them all. I'll watch them all. But I seen the Lost Boys. I seen Full Metal Jacket. So basically the consensus is Full Metal Jacket and the Lost Boys. All these movies are classic, obviously. I can't imagine a time where all these was actually in the movie theaters at one time, and that's where the question actually came from. Over 5,000 people voted on this too. Me personally, I probably would have opted to see like RoboCop or Predator. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not, that's just me. Now, Full Metal Jacket is probably the best movie on this list. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there, in my opinion. But if I was to wake up in 1987 and I didn't see none of these, RoboCop, Predator probably would have me in the chokehold. Couldn't wait to see those. So again, y'all want Full Metal Jacket in the chat. Also, the Lost Boys. I'm going with RoboCop. I'm gonna just say RoboCop. I'm just gonna say RoboCop to kill all arguments. The rest of the world at 47%. And remember, 5,000 people, over 5,000 people voted on this. It went with number 3, Predator. I'm not mad at Predator. Predator was a top tier movie, y'all. We talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, Carl Weathers, known, everybody know him as Apollo Creed. At the top of their game, they giving each other wild, strong daps, wild, strong. The pound was real strong when you saw the muscles on both of them paws, and they had to show that. I don't know why, but they had to show that it was a lot of muscles that was going to be fighting a predator, right? So I always thought that was funny, like watching back at the movie. But as a kid, I'm like, oh snap, it's about to get popping. So again, 47% voted for Predator. And I'm not mad at that. Predator is a fire movie and one of the best movies on this list, in my opinion. But the best movie, in my opinion, is Full Metal Jacket. That's just my opinion. So, Robo running the streets in Detroit. People forget how big RoboCop was in the late 80s. I'm just saying, RoboCop was holding it down in the late 80s. I'm just saying. So again, there's no wrong answer to this, in my opinion, because these are all great movies. But 47% went with Predator. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. What's one thing that could bring the most joy, but also the most pain? What is one thing that could bring the most joy, but also bring the most pain? Pause. Number 1, money. Number 2, power. Number 3, love. Number 4, everything. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, the question is, what's one thing that could bring the most joy, but also bring the most pain? Number 1, money. Number 2, power. Number 3, love. Number 4, everything. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know how you flow. Honestly, I think it depends where you at in life with these answers right here. Each of these have different things. In the chat, I'm seeing love. I'm seeing love mainly in the chat. I'm seeing love mainly in the chat. I mean, money, man. Money is something serious, but money is a tool. People don't understand that money is not real. You could change the value of money in our today and age. If tomorrow they say, yo, your dollars don't mean nothing, we going on a barter system. And the biggest thing that you could own is sneakers. And if you trade in your kicks, whether they new or old, that's, the materials we use for sneakers is what we do with other stuff. And now your cash is just paper. So money isn't real. It's just a tool that we use to barter, right? So, but money also can bring that type of thing. Power is too much power for one person. It will come back and bite. Love is a whole nother thing in general, and everything. I saw everything in the chat as well too. I did see everything in the chat. Me personally, I'm going with love. I think love is the one thing that can bring you the most joy, but also bring you the most pain. It can have you feel like you're on top of the world, that you can accomplish anything. And then when the bottom falls, it feels like you can't do anything. Like, I'm just keeping it real. I don't know how many of y'all have ever been in love before, like for real, have ever had your heart broken for real, not play, where after y'all break up, every song remind you of them. You can't stop thinking about them every 10 minutes. I mean, just head over heels, like, like, damn, I feel like you feel like somebody died, so me personally, I'm gonna say love. I'm gonna go with love. In the chat, it was a mixture of answers in the chat. I seen power, I seen everything, I seen love in the chat. I seen money in the chat. Who else? Shout out to Quinn in the building. Shout out to Ethan in the building. Yes, Christ is King. Shout out to the one in the building. Appreciate you tapping in as well. It's not updating my chat fast enough. And if I miss some of y'all again, I apologize. I like to shout y'all out as we go along as well. Shout out to Michael Miller in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. But yes. So again, the question was, what's the one thing that could bring you the most joy, but also bring you the most pain? Number 1 was money. Number 2 was power. Number 3 was love. Number 4 was everything. I seen a mixture of everything. I went with love. The rest of the world at 65%, and over 3,000 people voted on this. Shout out to Bray in the building. He went with love as well. Over 65% also went with love. So, it's very rare. My choice, y'all choice, and the rest of the world choice is all on one accord. It's love, man. Love can have you in the spin cycle, both good and bad. So that's the answer. That's the consensus that everybody went with. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Moving on to Hollywood Need to Ask Us. I came up with this segment because there's just not enough fire movies in the movie theaters, for the exception of July. I don't know what every company said, yo, we're going to put our best movie out in July, and the rest of the year, I don't know what to tell y'all. But with the exception of July, the movie game has been really trash, to be honest with you. There's no great concepts. There's no great ideas. There's not even a great interest. So I feel like I got better movie ideas. I feel like I got better ideas for movies or a movie series. So that's why I came up with the ideas. Absolutely, race matters 100%. California needs to be its own country. We don't show to worry with Cali. All right, y'all. So my Hollywood Need to Ask Us. I want to see a movie, and I feel like we need this. I feel like this needs to be a movie series instead of just a movie. I need a 8-episode movie series of the Rough Riders label. The rise, the fall, the origin stories of obviously DMX, Locks, Eve, Dragon, Swiss Beats, the owners, Dean and Wise, as far as the owners of the label, the brothers. So I would love to see the story of the Rough Riders. And because the Rough Riders is so ingrained into hip hop, it also, because of the style and the energy, went over to biking and having that biker's lifestyle. So it incorporated all those things into hip hop, and it was fire when it was popping. So at the end of the day, I would love to see an 8-episode movie series based on the Rough Riders, the rise and the fall, the before the music, the after the music. I think it will be absolutely fire. It will be interesting to see who play these characters. Obviously, everybody will want to know who plays DMX and Eve and the Locks and all the other great artists that they had. But I think it will be absolutely fire. And it was very important that these artists are a part of the storyline. Obviously with the exception of DMX, but we got to do these stories while people are still living, yo. Like, people will pass away unexpectedly, and it feel like we lose a piece of that history when we don't document it. Y'all see it right there, right? I'm very big on that word document. So it's very important that we understand the platform, how they use their platform, and their significance to the rap game. You can't talk about the story of rap and hip hop without mentioning the Rough Riders. So I would love to see that movie again, an 8 episode movie series of the Rough Riders. Again, a biopic, obviously, and I think that's what we need in Hollywood for real. We need that movie. So I would love to see that. We need another Rush Hour. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Silly. Imagine the great grandkids seeing this digital footprint. Hollywood is almost out of here. Picture I did to Tubi. Shout out to Dink in the building. Why don't they make a movie about Trump? Good. See, when I say Hollywood, it don't necessarily have to be Hollywood. It just means that the powers that be who makes the movies. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's Tubi, Netflix, Paramount, is just Hollywood is just you get what I'm saying. It's just it encompass everything about the movie. So that's what that means. So, but in a literal sense, yeah, Hollywood is almost about done, bro. So yeah, y'all could think too. Y'all could think like I said, not Instagram, Tubi, what else y'all could think? Netflix and all the other streaming platforms. So, all right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our must-see segment. I'm gonna give y'all some fire must-see movies, must-hear music, and I'm gonna give y'all a book to read before we get into those stories. You know what I'm saying? All right. So my number one must-see movie, fire movie, came out this year. Not a lot of people not even talking about it, but it's a fire movie. It's directed by William Kaufman. Obviously, it came out this year. Stars Brianna Hybrand, Linda Hamilton, Max Martini, LaMonica Garrett, and Michael Arbe. Right, Arby. This movie is called Osiris. Fire movie. Fire movie. This movie is about basically a group of commanders that's going off to do the fighting. They get hit by watching the rest of the movie. This is not a spoiler, so I won't ruin it for you at all. So make sure you go tap in to see Osiris. All right, my second must-see movie came out in 1997, directed by Christopher S. Sharrett. Also stars Christopher S. Sharrett. This movie is called Half Plenty. Half Plenty. Also stars Serena Maxwell, Tammy K. Jones, Hill Harper, Roblin Lee, and Chuck Barron. Again, fire must-see movie, one of them 90s comedy style type of movies about a young brother that goes to, a young lady house, get introduced to her family, and you have to see the rest of the movie. Fire must-see movie. All right, and my third final must-see movie again came out this year. Another movie from this year. It's a must-see. Directed by Gareth Edwards. This movie stars Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Luna Blaze, Rupert Friend, and Mahershala Ali. Fire movie is Jurassic Park Rebirth. I suggest y'all go see this on the IMAX. Fire movie. Y'all already know what Jurassic Park is about. It's about some damn dinosaurs. So go tap into the movies. I won't ruin it for you. So make sure y'all go see Osiris, Half Plenty, and Jurassic Park Rebirth. Make sure y'all go tap into those movies. Fire must-see movies. All right, y'all, moving on to our must-hear. I'm going to give y'all some fire music, whether it's new or old, whether it's hip-hop or R&B. It's always going to have that good vibration. Shout out to Hazel Hennett. Fire songs to put on your playlist by Hazel Hennett. These 3 songs put on your playlist. All right. This is actually R&B pop, but it's fire though. So make sure y'all tap in. Number 1 song to tap in is called Worth. Fire. Number 2, Making Love. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of y'all like Making Love, right? Making Love. Number 3, Somebody's Fool. fire, must have on your playlist. Put those 3 songs from that artist on your playlist. Again, the name is Hazel Hennett, and you put number 1, Worth, number 2, Making Love, number 3, Somebody's Fool. So make sure you put those 3 songs on your playlist by that artist. All right, y'all, moving on to our must read. I know I'm gonna give y'all a dope book to read, so make sure y'all tap in. This book is called The Art of Letting Go. The Art of Letting Go. This book is by Nick Trenton. You hear it in the title, Learning the Art of Letting Go. Too many times we go through things in the social media space and in real life where you feel like you gotta get your get back. The biggest flex that you could pull on somebody is walking away. It's letting go. And this book is great tools and a great way to train your mental on learning how to let things go, especially when it don't add value. If it takes away from what you're doing, then you don't need to be lingering in negative energy. So this is a great book to read to learn principles and tools that help you to let it go. So again, the book is called The Art of Letting Go, and it's by Nick Trenton. So make sure y'all tap into that book. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know, send them to Turkey. Send them to Turkey. We came up with the segment because Turkey, the country of Turkey, just have some of the most stringent laws that we've ever heard of. And it became an inside joke on the pod where we send people to Turkey. So we just turned it into a segment. So, all right, y'all, first one of the night. 62-year-old man, Marcus Perez, a retired police officer, start working security at the Heat games. Now, he's been arrested. He's been arrested because they said he stole over 400 game-worn jerseys and other items, and prosecutors also said that he sold them online and collected over $2 million. And this is from 2016 to 2021. And it was over 100 items on top of that, but it was obviously over 100 items, but they said he had over 400 game-worn jerseys that he sold online and made over $2 million in that particular time. So are we going to send him to Turkey or not? Are we going to send him to Turkey or not? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. I'm going to give y'all a chance to cook. Are we sending him to Turkey or not? Me personally, I can't send this man to Turkey. I can't send him to Turkey. From 2016 to 2021, and now y'all arrest him in 2025? Like, what are we talking about, yo? He was working security for the, like, what kind of perks can you get working for security for the Heat? I'm pretty sure you work for an NBA, NFL, jerseys is just going to happen to be given to you, or you may get cool with the players and they just like, yo, here, take that. It's like, yo, like, what's the issue? 400 game-worn jerseys, I think that's probably capped. I think that's probably a mix of maybe like practice jerseys, T-shirts, and stuff like that. Probably with a couple jerseys. He did have a LeBron James jersey, game-worn, and he also sold that off, I believe, over like $100,000, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I don't think that he's just up in there stealing over 400 items. Like, there's no way this man can steal over 400 items and nobody know nothing. So y'all let it to get over 400 items before y'all peeped it? Nah, so I can't send bro to Turkey. I can't send bro to Turkey. Like, at the end of the day, he tried to pull it. I didn't even know that was a crime for real, to be honest with you. Me personally. Like, if they give you something, like, so what did they do? So did they go to all the players and be like, yo, did y'all give him this? Or he took it? So all them players from 2016, y'all went to all of them. Like, come on. Like, I just feel like they don't got nothing better else to do besides get this man on. He's the low man on the totem pole. So, like, what are they doing for real? At the end of the day, I'm not sending this man to Turkey. I think it's just real weird and bizarre that they even stressing him about, like, these items. So what? So what? Like y'all said it in the chat. Like he can't even get ahead. Shout out to Shea Butt in the building. Like you can't even get ahead. Like what are you supposed to do? Like what are you supposed to do? Like at the end of the day, when you think about it, they just looking for something to, you know what I'm saying, just to get at you. And again, I'm not gonna send him to Turkey for that. But he is in custody and he's awaiting on trial. So I do hope and wait. I really hope for the best for him. Shout out to FBA in the building. Salute. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Hit them likes, hit them 100s, hit them likes, hit them 100s. Remember to stay engaged in the chat, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, so again, I'm not sending him to Turkey for that. I mean, he tried. He did make his money, but damn, like, so if he would have sold one jersey, he would have been cool. But because he made over $2 million, that's the real issue. It's like, come on, man. And he worked for y'all. He worked. I don't believe he stole it. Like, I really don't believe he stole it. If you go to the average sporting event, people lose stuff, people drop stuff, people give stuff away all the time. All the time. So I don't believe that. All right, y'all, moving on to our next one. Again, send them to Turkey or nah. Type in T, type in N. Type in T, type in N, type in T, type in N. T to send them to Turkey, N not to send them to Turkey. All right, y'all. Next one. Send them to Turkey or nah. 3 dead and at least 67 sick from the growing disease called Legionnaire's disease. It's a breakout in New York City. Now, this Legionnaire disease is origin from it says it thrives in warmth, also stagnated water in New York City. Many have had breakouts and it's caused by the water vapors basically coming from the rooftop in from the cooling towers. So that mix of that water and people using that water, whether it's their food, whether they're taking a shower, whether they're just running it, they're getting exposed to this disease. And this obviously it killed some people. So it killed 3 and 67 are sick. So be very careful, people. So are we sending New York City to Turkey or nah for not, basically catching this sooner than later because 3 people died. 3 people died. Like this kind of feel like Planet of the Apes, where at the end where, like, the guy, he sneezed on one person, then he went on a flight. It felt like it just started going around at some point, and it's very scary. It's very scary that this is breaking out. So my people in New York City, please be very careful. Be very aware of how you're using your water. I will also do some detective work if I live in a building or I live in a home where the water is making its way through the concrete or through the roof and it's seeping into the water system. I would do some research in my own building if that was me, because again, I wouldn't want to be affected by this virus and it's taking people with this disease and it's taking people out. So be very careful, my people in New York City. And for those, like, look for those signs. You just never know. You just never know. New York City has to be the safest, cleanest water in the country. That's what I always thought. That's what I was always told. That's what all the research was said. Like we're like in New York City again. I born and raised in Brooklyn. I grew up on the faucet water. I grew up on the tap. You know what I'm saying? I don't get me wrong. You get quarter water, that's cool, but I grew up on the tap. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like ice cold tap straight from outside. You playing outside all day, that little tap water, it hit different. But again, remind you where the origin of this is coming from. They said it thrives in warm weather where the water is stagnated from the roof, and it's climbing into those cooling towers. So it's doing something to that water and people are getting sick. So be very careful, y'all. Be very careful. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. First hot topic of the night. This one is crazy, y'all. A young man from Detroit, Deshaun Flood, who's 37 years old, allegedly found out that all three of his children with his wife happens to be, he's not the biological father of none of the kids, all three kids. And mind you, this is his wife that he's married to. And to his knowledge, he had 3 kids with her. Come to find out, all 3, it's not his. You are not the pappy. So when he found out, he went to the wife's job, cornered her, gun butted her, shot her about 7 times. She did survive, and he's in custody. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Imagine being with somebody. And for fellas, I'm not gonna hold you. This will hurt. I think this will hurt any man. And come to find out, one of the kids may be one of his relatives. So that lets you know that the person that you've been building a life with has been lying to you the whole time. And I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about this as individual based. I'm very individual based. This is a isolated incident, even though this do happen. Obviously, we got shows like Maury, Paternity Test. Yeah, right? But in this particular situation, build a life with this woman, marry this woman, having all 3 of your children. This lets you know she's been cheating the whole entire time. In order to cheat, the way biology works, as y'all know, you have to have unprotected sex. He could have ended up with a disease. He could have ended up with a whole bunch of stuff. And the fact that she's letting other people cover her, and y'all know what I mean by cover her, unprotected, and she got a whole husband at home, put him at risk. And now that his children, none of the 3 of their children are his biologically. This changes dynamics of everything. So not only you lose your trust, you lose your love, you lose your partner, you lose everything in one fell swoop. You feel betrayed. I can't even imagine the mindset if that was to happen with one child, let alone 3. 3 of your babies, 3 of the children that you think are your babies. Ain't none of them yours biologically. And sources say, well, eyewitness said, she knew what was up when he pulled up. She knew. Because normally, it was different energy. When she seen the look in his eyes, she knew something was up. Something wasn't right in his eyes. So at the end of the day, that betrayal that he failed to go through that and to risk it all, because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I married you. I'm thinking we got a family, and ain't none of these children mine? That's crazy. That's crazy. So at the end of the day, that's something that, yo, what can you really do as a dude? You know, me personally, I think it's an understandable crash out. It's understandable. It's very understandable. I don't think most men would know how to react in that situation. Seriously, not when you've been taking care of kids, they're part of your life, you thinking that they're your children. And this is your wife. So the fact that she's been cheating the whole time just kind of lets you know, man. And then again, one of the kids is rumored to be one of his cousins. So again, this is Deshaun Flood, 37-man-year-old from Detroit. And again, he found out all three of his children wasn't his. And he tried to take his wife out. And this is his wife. His wife. So at the end of the day, it's crazy. They're still his children. No, they're not. No, they're not. We're not gonna play that game tonight. No, no, no. They're not his children. People like to say, well, they're still your kids. No, they're not. No, they're not. No. No. That's a complete and utter portrayal. You tricked him to being the father. So they're not his children. They're not. Now, if he says, the only way they're still his children, if he says they're his children, you can't just volunteer that. Blood is meaningless. You love those kids. Not true. If blood is meaningless, then we wouldn't care to have our own children. I hear where you're trying to go with it, but nah, that's not gonna fly over here. No, I disagree wholeheartedly. Now, can you love other people's children? Yes, absolutely. A lot of my friends I grew up with have stepdads. Yes, and their stepdads loved them, showed up to all the football games or the basketball games. They withdraw all of us together being loud and rowdy. So yes, but it has to be done honestly. When you do things dishonestly, you can still love the children, but it's a different type of love. What are we talking about? It's a different, because it's not honest. It wasn't a situation where you came to the table with some children, and because I love you, I'm going to love those children. So now those children are mine. You took away my choice. So the only way he sees them children as his, if he says, yo, those still my children. But realistically, they're not. Because they got daddy somewhere and I'm pretty sure if their daddies knew that, that's their children, that they would be there for their kids. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. What you on? Shout out to Basil in the building, Lucas shout out to Lucas killing the game in the chat. Kansas, shout out to you. You kind of you're gonna abandon your children just because they don't have your DNA. See, now it becomes on the man, right? So it's not on this wife that she did this. It's not on the man to rectify the situation. It's on the mother. So it's not abandoning them, is putting the situation right. You're displacing a family when you put children with somebody that's not inherently theirs. And when you take away somebody's choice from either being there and not being there, then that's not on the person that was lied to. What are you talking about, Kansas? No, you leave her and the kids. It's up to her to take care of the situation. It's up to her. She the one that lied. So now she got to call each one of these kids' fathers or their father and bring the family together. There's no broken home. There's no broken home. They have a father. That's why DNA tests exist. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? That's a lazy narrative. You can't run that narrative over here. And I'm glad you support the show, but I have a screamingly different opinion than you on that. Because the broken part of the family is on the wife. And now it's up to her to fix it. It's not on him to fix it. Those are not his children. So it's not abandoning, it's fixing the family structure. Those kids need to be with their father. Those kids need to be with their parent. Those kids need to be with their biological. If I had a son or a daughter out there and a woman took away my choice by not letting me know, if it didn't matter, then I wouldn't feel a type of way and that child wouldn't feel the type of way. If you woke up tomorrow and you found out that your parents is not your parent and you say, damn, yo, so who's my parent? On one end, you'll be grateful for the parent that you have that loved on you, took care of you, watched you grow. Yes, of course. But you still gonna want to know where you came from, and you still gonna want to know how'd you end up over here then instead of your original. And when you hear that your original didn't even know about you, you gonna feel some type of way to your moms like that. I don't let people spin it over here. I don't let people spin it over here. No, 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 no. I don't let people spin it over here. So she need to fix that. So I disagree with you on that. Blood matters, dude. That's a fact. That's a fact. So they agreeing with me in the chat. Blood matters. If blood didn't matter, then it will be it will be a completely different thing. It will really be no need for marriage. Because most people get married to do what? To have children. Why does it matter if they would have their own or they just want to adopt kids? How come most people that get married, why they just don't adopt kids and then they don't have none of their own kids? That don't make any sense. So blood matters. Lineage matters. Shout out to Butters in the building. What about foster kid? We getting completely off the subject here. We getting completely off the subject here. All kids deserve love. All kids deserve love. That woman, that wife, robbed her kids of a relationship with their real dads. She was trying to keep up an image of being the loving, doting wife, which she is not. So now when he moves on, which he should, after he gets out of jail, because it's a justifiable crash out, she needs to figure out who's the dad, which should be easy because you're not letting a whole bunch of dudes hit you raw and you're married, correct? For all three of your kids, you don't know. If it's not your husband, then you really don't know. What are we doing? So she needs to fix that. It's not on him. All kids deserve love. But we missing the boat when we start asking other questions instead of putting the onus on mom. You can walk away from kids you love. You're not ready to be a father. See, again, I disagree. You're talking to a dad. I may don't look it, but my daughter's 22 years old that I raised. So my mindset is different from yours because, one, you're not a man. You're not a man. And I know what it's like to take care of a child and watch a child grow and build. I watched my daughter live in my home. I took care of my child, custodial parent. What are you talking about, man? My daughter graduated high school in 3 years, top class, top of honors, everything. What are we talking about? Killing college game. What are we talking about? Just because you disagree, don't go out of bounds with it. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. You're talking to somebody that actually do this. But again, it's not on the man to fix it. She needs the accountability. He needs to walk away. Those children deserve to be with their actual dad. Period, point blank. What are we talking about? So again, Deshaun Flood, 37 years old, man from Detroit, justifiable crash out. Me personally, I would have handled it differently. You know, I'm not going to let somebody, well, I mean, it is his wife, somebody that he trusts for so long. It's crazy. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, this is a situation that he has to deal with. And fortunately, the mom is still alive after getting shot 7 times. So she has the power to fix the situation by uniting her children with the biological father. What are we talking about? All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Damn, that was a hot topic for your ass right there. A new trailer dropped of the movie Him. Fire movie. This movie's gonna be fire. I can't wait to see this new movie that's coming out. Yeah, this movie's coming out September 19th. Obviously, it stars Marlon Wayans. It's a Jordan Peele production. I believe it's also directed by Jordan Peele, if I'm not mistaken. But it looks like a fire movie. The official trailer has officially dropped, and it will be out September 19th, which is right around the corner. I thought it was coming out like a little later in the year, but it's coming out much sooner. and it looks absolutely amazing. Y'all know how Jordan Peele do. It's just never one thing in the movie. It's going to be a whole lot of, things that we got to pay attention to social commentary, entertainment, and how he intertwines all of that, with the history of his work. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Marlon Wayans is such an underrated, amazing actor. And I'm not talking about from a comedic standpoint. I'm just talking about just from acting. The boy can act. So this official trailer that dropped looks absolutely fire. I cannot wait to see this. A shout out to Gene in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Well, there is 78% illegitimacy rate in the cultured community. How do you fix that situation? Those statistics, this is facts that kids are here. Shout out to Bayron in the building. The next hot topic should be what the all. Yo, that's wild. That's wild. Bayron's a wild dude. You're a wild dude, bro. Yeah, you're a wild dude. Pause. That's crazy. Going back to Gene in the building. Yeah, I don't claim to have all the answers, but children, if they have biological parents, which we all do, they should be with their parents. Or they should be with somebody who's going to raise and love them. But it has to be an honest choice. You can't trick somebody into raising you. That's what the lady was basically saying before. Like, yeah, you was tricked, so what are you going to do? You going to leave now because you was tricked? Yeah, what you mean? Yes. It's not up to me to fix it. It's up to the lady to fix it. It's up to the woman to fix it. You can't trick somebody and then expect the world. What they do that at? It has to be honest. It has to be by choice. What are we talking about? So, again, I don't claim to have all the answers regarding illegitimacy as far as kids being born and things of that nature. But I say this all the time. If you're not willing to take care of children, if you're not willing to accept the possibility that you might catch an STD, you shouldn't be having sex. That's one. Because sex is a responsibility. And if you're not able to handle the responsibility of any of those things, then you shouldn't be having sex. That's first and foremost. Two, take care of your children. Simple and plain. Take care of your children. And for those who can't, really try to get your children with people who's going to care and love on them, that's actually going to take care of them. Because some people are not good with kids. They're not. But that's also not a damn excuse. Nobody told you to open your legs, and nobody told you to party time and nut in her raw. So it's on both people. It takes two to tango. So shout out to Zinks in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Mustache. Yeah, yo, Bayron, I don't know what you on, but because you don't got no picture of you, I can't cook you. And the jokes that you cracking is hella corny and trash. So, you feel me? Like, and I like to snap. I love a good joke too. If your jokes was actually funny, I would actually repeat it so that way the chat can show you some love. But them joints is garbage. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that your name, like, bro, like, just stop. Just trash. Here another one with whack ass jokes. I love a good joke, y'all, but damn, them joints is dry and trash. All right, I feel you, Bayron. I feel you, no doubt. That's crazy. She said, chill, my dude. Nah, for real, like, these jokes ain't hitting, bro. Like, And now y'all just saying stuff just to fish, bro. Like, come on. I feel you, though. I feel you. The fact that you looking at me so hard lets me know what type of time you on. I'm flattered, but I don't swing that way, bro. Appreciate you tapping and hit them likes, hit them 100s, man. Word. Shout out to Mr. E. Khan in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Shador Sanders. I said in the beginning of the show, y'all mentioned it in the top of the show. Shedeur Sanders of the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns has announced that Shedeur Sanders will get his first start in tomorrow's preseason game against the Panthers. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat, man. Me personally, I love it. I love it. I know some commentators said that the Cleveland Browns is setting them up to fail. And there's some sort of truth to that because he took in very limited reps with the number ones. But a lot of number ones is not starting off with Shedeur anyway tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of 2s and 3s anyway. At the end of the day, I just want him to ball out. That's all I care about. I don't care if he's on there with 1s and 2s. Whoever he's comfortable with, that's who he should go out on the field with tomorrow. And I hope that he balls out. I tell you one thing that's for sure. The ratings for tomorrow preseason game is going to be through the roof. It's going to be through the roof. Everybody and their mother going to watch the game tomorrow. And what's so crazy, the Cleveland Browns is such a trash-ass organization that they don't even lend their full support into their young quarterback. Like, what are they doing? Everybody likes to talk about 5th round. He's not a 5th round talent. If y'all know anything about football, it was about the money. It was about making a statement. It had everything to do with stuff that's not football. Even the owner of the team came out and said, I didn't choose him. I didn't choose him. And for those who don't know, owners don't make a lot of decisions majority of the time, but there's some owners in the NFL that be like, yeah, nah, we drafted him and not him. I want him. And he said that he didn't draft him. And the reason why that was even a topic is because they felt like Kevin Stefanski, which is the head coach, and their GM, because they chose Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, they felt like that pick came from the owner in the 5th round. And he came out and was like, yeah, I didn't make that pick. It doesn't matter at this point. He's on your team. And he's killing in practice. So why even come out and say that? So again, the lack of support that the Cleveland organization has given to Shedeur is something crazy. So I hope he really goes out there and balls out. I hope he goes crazy. I hope he throws at least about 2 touchdowns. And I hope that his completion rate is very high. For real. I hope he has a monster game. I really do. I'm fully in support of Shedeur Sanders. Great player. Got a raw deal. People that actually watch football and is not casual fans, especially college football, there was not one coach last year that did not say that he was the number 1 quarterback coming out. And then all this thing about him being this way, him being that way, all you've seen in the media is something completely different. If your personality is really one way, you don't learn just like that to turn it off and on. And you can see the his natural speaking ability, him being humble, him being a team guy, opposed to what they were saying before. So I hope he goes out there and kills tomorrow performance. I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders. But again, he's took the least amount of first team reps, but he's still been killing, man. He's still been killing. So shout out to him. Every time he's gotten into practice, he's been killing. So, and he will play majority of the game tomorrow too. They just brought in, I believe, Tyler Huntley to back him up. He's probably going to play somewhere in the 3rd quarter into the 4th. Dylan Gabriel won't play tomorrow. Kenny Pickett won't play tomorrow. And neither will Flacco play tomorrow. So I hope he kill it. And ain't nobody been talking about the Cleveland Browns until Shedeur got there. I'm just that and that on top of that. So again, I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders, man. Hope he goes out there and kill it. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Actor Michael Ward is charged with 2 counts of gape in 2023. It just caught up with him, and now he's looking at, he's, like I said, he's been charged. More details is coming out as the story unfolds. But for those who don't know, Michael Ward, he's a very known London-based actor, but he's making his way to the American, to the States, as far as the towns. But he's been in movies or shows like Top Boy, and a couple other London-based films that are very excellent. He's actually a really good actor. So to hear something like this, and he's a young guy, you know, to hear him get caught up in something like this possibly is very disappointing. On one end, we don't know if he did it or not because he will have his day in court. Just to have that negative follow you like that, if he didn't do that, because once we hear it, we hear it. Now it follows you. You see what I'm saying? It takes a lifetime to build the reputation, but it takes a moment to lose it, right? And if he did do this, then he deserves to face every penalty that he's going to face with as far as time. The statute of limitation did not run out because this happened in 2023. This is 2025. Most sexual cases or case of sexual acts or sexual violence, they normally carry 5 to, I believe, 7 years, depending on state jurisdiction. You know, so they was able to catch it in this particular jurisdiction as far as statute of limitation. For his sake, his friends and his family, I hope he didn't do this. I hope he's not caught up in something like this, because as an actor, he's really, really good. And he could be one of those guys easily like John Boyega to make his way to the States and do his thing. And, you know, some of the other guys who've been doing their thing as well. But if he did do this, you know, he got to face the penalties. So, but yeah, Michael Ward is charged with 2 counts of gape from this situation in 2023. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. All right, this went crazy on social media. This went viral, and I just felt compelled to speak on it because it blew my mind, right? Pause. Top 5 football movies of all time. And again, I grew up boxing, playing football, and playing basketball. I actually played football all the way to college. So I'm really a football dude. Like, I can actually coach football, like, on the highest level. I can actually do that, right? But I'm an artist, though, right? I know that's crazy mix, right? But anyway, follow me. It's crazy that this list that they compiled, no real football player, whoever played football, would make this list. This list was hella jokey. I'm going to tell you that right now. Me personally, being an ex-football player playing college football, well, playing all the way to college, I should say. I play semi-pro as well, but anyway, nobody cares, right? I like my movies kind of hardcore when it comes to football. So the rest of the world, their top 5, the consensus was Remember the Titans, The Blind Side, The Longest Yard, Waterboy, and Friday Night Lights. Some of those I do agree with. Some of those I do agree with. But that's not the best football movies of all time. So I'm going to give y'all my top 5. Now, a few of them is on the list because some of these movies are top tier. So my number 5 football, my number 5th football movie of all time is The Replacements with Keanu Reeves. Fire movie. It feels realistic. The football feels real. The characters are real. Well, realistic, I should say. And the authenticity was there. And they had several games. I like a football movie that has like several games. I don't like the one big game at the end. Like, yeah, nah, cut me all the way out, Chief. I like several games in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So I got at number 5, The Replacements. My number 4 best football movie of all time, I do have Friday Night Lights. Yes. Now that movie was based on a true story, but they switched it up a little bit as far as how the story actually went. But it still remained the same. Friday Night Lights is fire. I think the TV show was a little bit better, but the movie in itself was fire. So I got Friday Night Lights at my number 4. My number 3, Any Given Sunday, baby. Your football list ain't real to me if you don't have Any Given Sunday on your list. Seriously. Seriously, like, Jamie Foxx became the movie version of Michael Vick. I'm just keeping it a buck. Willie steaming, Willie beaming. You know what I'm saying? All day was killing, running, gunning. He looked like the movie version of Michael Vick. I'm just going to say that. And you got Lawrence Taylor, one of the, if not the best football player of all the time, top 2 football players of all time. Like, what are we really talking about for real? LT playing a linebacker named Shark. Like, yo, come on. You got LL Cool J playing running back, hip hop. He had the size, pause. You know what I'm saying? He's not a small dude. You got Bill Bellamy playing receiver, who's a comedian, jokey type of character. But it was a fire movie, and then you got Al Pacino playing the coach. Like what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Then you got Jim Brown playing the assistant coach. 2 fires. Yo, shout out to Critical Rick in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. One of our badge holders, one of our day ones. Don't forget to hit them likes, my brother. Appreciate you tapping in. But so yeah, I have Any Given Sunday at my number 3. My number 2 football movie of all time is on there. I got Remember the Titans. Yes. Remember the Titans, again, another movie based on a true story. Fire movie. Several football games. You start rooting for the team. You got Denzel, one of the best to ever do it, as the coach. You got John Paxton as the assistant coach. Just a fire movie, yo. You got Wood Harris playing the star football player. I mean, it's just a fire movie. The acting is great. The football is on point. The guy that plays Sunshine was killing. Yo, that's just a fire movie. So I got that, my number 2 of all time. My number 1 movie of all time. And this is for all the real football players out there. If your movie ain't programmed, then something is absolutely wrong. The Program is my number 1 movie of all time. That movie felt so damn realistic that the original version of the movie had to be cut out because people was actually doing it and people lost their life. That movie was crazy. Omar Epps. I forget the bro name that was in you got James Cain and you got bro, I believe that was in Dirty Dancing. Was it Dirty Dancing? It's not Dirty Dancing, but he looked like Patrick Swayze. It's not Patrick Swayze, but it's another dude. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Fire movie. Fire movie. Fire movie. Halle Berry in the movie. Come on, man. Fire movie. So if your movie is not programmed at number 1, I can't take your football list serious. So my top 5 of football movies of all time, again, was number 5, The Replacements. Number 4, Friday Night Lights. Number 3, Any Given Sunday. Number 2, Remember the Titans. And number 1, Program. Fire movie. Again, The Program is about a college football team and how a program actually works. Well, one great player walks out the door, another great one comes in. They also showed the use of steroid use. Steroid use was a big topic in the late 80s, early 90s. It's just a fire movie. They showing hard hits. It's just a fire movie, yo. So, again, that movie always felt real. And that practice scene is the closest thing to a football practice I've seen in any movie. Their practice scene in the Program is the closest thing I've seen to a real college practice. So, shout out to The Program. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Dame Dash, hip hop legend and mogul Dame Dash has been ordered to turn over his assets to satisfy a $800,000 debt. And these assets include Dash Films and copyrights to several movies to, I guess, fulfill this debt of $800,000. This is really like crazy to me. And it's sad. And it's sad. I'm such a fan of Dame Dash and what he did for hip hop, in conjunction with Jay-Z. But even without Jay-Z, Dame Dash has always contributed to hip hop, whether it's the business, whether it's the mentality. So I always going to show the utmost respect to Damon Dash. But it's unfortunate that he's ended up in this situation where this debt has been, accumulated, and he's basically losing all his assets. Um, I think this is a learning curve for everybody, not just him, not just him. For everybody, like a wise man learn from other people's mistakes. They don't make the same mistakes. And as smart as he is, resourceful as he is, it's unfortunate to see him in this situation. He's one of our hip hop greats when it comes to behind the scenes, doing dope things in business, making it cool to stand on your square, have your own business, learning how to run your own business, learn how to bounce back from mistakes. I mean, this particular mistake is basically costing him, but this is to obviously to a much bigger lesson that he needs to learn, that we need to learn as a culture as well. So this is a story I didn't even want to share, but it's important that the story is told. Documentation is everything. Uh, Shout out to Ivy in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes, hit them 100s. But yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Damon Dash again had to unask his assets pause of 800 of the 800,000 debt, including Dash Films. And again, man, this is just messed up. This is just messed up. I wish it didn't have to happen to him, but I really hope that he has a much bigger bounce back than he that I hope that he has a much bigger bounce back than he's having as a setback. So shout out to Dame Dash, for real. You look exactly like him. Okay, that was whack, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Like you fiending to get love, bro. Like that was trash. That joke was trash. I love a good joke, but when you crack whack jokes, it was whack. Don't expound upon it. Move on. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't got no pitches that I can roast you back. Because I'm quick with mine. I love a good joke, and I love to roast too, bro. So if you're not hitting me up off camera so I can see you two pause, so I could crack my jokes on you, and then you giving me bland jokes, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, we seen it the first time. It was trash. It kills me how guys really check other guys out. But the funny part is, like, if we were somewhere with women wouldn't. Come on, bro. Like, yo, guys are weird, yo. You weird. Like, thank you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Appreciate you tapping in. I can't even shout you out. I want to shout you out, man. I be wanting to shout people out, but when y'all say stupid stuff like that, man, I can't. I can't. I can't. All right, y'all. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Again, I love a good joke, but if the jokes is trash and then you like fiending for the love, will hook you up with some tickets. We got a block party coming up, and I will hook you up with some first class tickets. Yeah. You about to get hooked up with some tickets, bro. That's weird. I haven't gave people tickets in a couple of shows. You gonna make me give you some tickets tonight, bro? Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. The BET Awards and the Soul Train Awards, it's been announced that they will be canceled for the foreseeable future. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, I'm not even that mad about that, to be honest with you. It's been a long time since the BET Awards, the Soul Train Awards. It felt like we seen the greatness of what the industry of hip hop and entertainment had to offer. It's been a while. Honestly, they shouldn't even do these shows every year. They should do these shows every 2 years, every 3 years, maybe. Um, for one, like it's kind of weird. Like when I was growing up, it felt like stars were stars, and it felt like not only that they were stars, but they was also talented at what they did, whether they was actors, singers, politicians, whatever that they did, it was all to be looked at the BET Awards or at the Soul Train Awards, especially the Soul Train Awards. It has such a history of greatness during those awards. But for the last, I would say, damn near a decade, probably even longer than that, it's been horrific, to be honest with you. It's been horrific because hip hop entertainment is a part of the cultured community. And if you don't show the greatness of it, and what I mean by the greatness, if you don't show the best of us, then it's not going to be popping. It's just not. If you're just showing things that are popular, but the things that are popular, when you put it on Front Street, it doesn't hit the same, then what are we doing? So whoever the committee is, as far as the BET Hip Hop Awards, as far as the Soul Train Awards, they have to do a better job by doing their due diligence on which artist is going to hit, the type of ceremony that they're going to do, because they always feature an artist to celebrate. And then even those particular artists, you got to get the right artist to perform their music. Like I remember when they did Usher's commemoration and celebration, they had Coco Jones, they had I believe SZA and this girl singing, and these girls could sing, but Usher's a dude. There's plenty of male R&Bers that would have bodied those songs. So it's just kind of weird. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? It doesn't have the same hit. It don't hit the same. Obviously, it didn't hit the same. And I'm pretty sure when they put the show together, they knew that. They was like, yo, we're just going to go out here and just going to wing it. And they've been winging it for the last 10, 15 years. So I'm not mad at the fact that they're suspending the BET Awards, the Hip Hop Awards, and the Soul Train Awards. I'm not even mad at that. They should. And they should until they're able to get it right and put people on the committee that's really ingrained in the culture, really understand the difference between popularity and being able to perform, put on a great show. Soul Train Awards, there used to be a difference between popularity and performance. That's how some people actually got famous, because they was on the Soul Train Awards, and because their performance was so popular, now they're famous. And then you had other people who was famous that was in the building, but they didn't perform because they not the performers as these people, which makes sense. Whether it's comedians, actors, you gotta get this right as far as having the right people in the room. Athletes, the whole nine. So these awards is not showing the best of us, haven't showed the best of us in a while. And I'm actually in favor for them dialing it back and, you know, getting it right for future references. Because again, the historic value of these shows, of these programs, up until about 10, 15 years ago, was always excellent. And it feels like a part of the culture is missing when that's not right. So shout out to Colin. Appreciate you tapping and hit them likes, hit them 100s. Come on, cut it out, bro. You could tell how old you are by using that reference, bro. What are we talking about? What 20-year-old is even referencing Marcus Houston? Weirdo, like, crazy, bro. That's funny. That's funny. Nah. And I say my age all the time. I don't even look near my age. I'm 41, bro. So you say I look like his pops? That's laughable. Cut it out. You just mad because I can take your girl. That's all that is, bro, because it's just too weird You coming up here, you not talking about nothing. I'm talking about, yo, you look like Marcus Houston. I've heard that all my life. Or you look like his pops. Come on, bro. I don't even look my age, and then I look like his pops. Cut it out, man. Weirdo. Hit them likes while you here, man. Hit them likes, hit them 100s while you here. Or you in BTK? Nope. Shout out to Joey in the building. Shout out to Sean in the building. Respect for the children themselves. Person. Shout out to Nick in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes, hit them 100s. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. A son goes viral. A clip goes viral because a son at the funeral crashed out on the people that was at the funeral for his mom. This video in itself, the son completely crashed out. He called basically everybody out and tell them to get up out of there. Get up out of there. You ain't had no real love for my mother. And I will say this, man. When you lose your mom, that's a very hurtful thing. It's a very hurtful thing. Anytime you lose your mom, rest in peace to my mom. You see her in the picture behind me. It's a very hurtful thing. You're no longer going to be the same, right? And no matter at what age, whether you're younger, whether you're older, doesn't matter, right? You know how upset, like, because you're already on edge. You're not necessarily sad. You more so pissed, right? And then to take that type of energy on people that's at the funeral to really support you for real, because your mom is dead and gone. They there to pay their respects, but they also there to support you. Now, I can respect the fact that you calling out fakeness. I can respect that. Like, yo, don't touch me. I don't want y'all near me. Y'all ain't like me all my life. Now all of a sudden my mother has passed away. Now all of a sudden y'all got love for me and her. Yeah, all of y'all get up out of here. I could actually respect that because you letting it know what it is. But at the end of the day, would your mom want that? At the end of the day, would your mom want you to interrupt that particular service for her regardless? Whatever type of love they showed her while she was here is the fact that they're there. Some people don't get it until some people are dead and gone. Like a light bulb don't go off. And some people, that light bulb goes off when your loved ones are gone. So, I mean, I don't want to tell him how to feel because he feel how he feel. I know how I felt when my mother passed away. Like, one wrong word, it would have got nasty, right? And a couple times it almost got nasty, right? But at the end of the day, it's bigger than you. And it's something called just koof, man. Like, yo, it's a right place and time for everything. And that's not the place, bro. That's not the place. Not during the ceremony, because it's that particular time where, you know, the pastor is going to ask if anybody got any thoughts or like to say something. It was around that time, bro. Just let it all hang out. Pause. So I get the fact that he was upset. I get the fact that he was protective of his mom. I get the fact that, you know, he just pissed. You know, especially if your parent dies or passes away way before it's their time, right? But it's a time and place for everything, bro. It's a time and place for everything. And you're going to let them people win by letting them see your emotion. Letting them see that they could get to you. You know, there was a better way to do that. You could have pulled each of them one by one to the side somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I know. So again, there's a better way to do it. My condolences go out to this man. But yeah, he went viral for crashing out at mom's funeral, and you know, it was crazy. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Well, quick shout out, y'all. A quick shout out again for those who tapped into my new EP, Winner's Loyalty. Again, popping up everywhere where music is good. Winner's Loyalty, 6 songs of fire, especially for my hip hop fans. So again, thank y'all for supporting the new EP. Yeah, so moving on to my next segment. My next segment is Keep the Lie Alive. So my Keep the Lie Alive for this segment, I'm just going to add on to, what I said about this young man in the prior portion. There's a time and place for everything, y'all. Sometimes getting your get back right then and there, it's not worth it. There's nothing that a nap and some time to yourself can't clear all situations, y'all. For real. It could clear all and every situation. Just a little nap and a little time for yourself. Because once you crash out, you're giving people your energy. And once you give people your energy, they become your master. So you have to be very diligent to stick and move, baby, like boxing. But there's a time and place for everything. And the craziest thing, even when you move in silence, and even when you say to yourself, yeah, I'm going to catch this person by themselves, and we're going to have a real talk, you're going to get so much further because they're gonna have the opportunity to understand where you're coming from without you looking crazy, without you looking like you don't have a real foundation to stand on, instead of speaking out just sheer emotion. And when you speak out of sheer emotion like he did, and again, it's very understandable, his mother had passed, but at the end of the day, you have to be cognizant because you don't want other people to become your master because they could control how you react to what they say, what you do. So again, be aware and don't let people catch you out there. Don't let them catch you out there. Seriously. There's a time and place for everything, y'all. Everything. So keep that in mind. And that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. Shout out to Joey, 6'4", True Indo, your homie. Okay. Shout out to Joey, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, so that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. What else was going on in the news, y'all? What's going on in the news space that y'all feel like I didn't cover or spoke about tonight in the news space? Because everything that was going on in the last 72 hours, I mean, it's been crazy. People still talking about Shannon Sharp, how he lost his job, which is interesting to me. It's like, all right, you spoke about it. He lost his job with ESPN, but he gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. He's still rich. Yeah, he may have lost that job, but he's still going to a 7-figure, business by doing his own podcasting, by having his own merchandise. So, what are we talking about with that when people say like, yeah, it's good for Shannon Sharp because he don't mess with cultured women. Everybody don't have the same taste, bro. And let's keep it a buck. And I don't mean this in no disrespect to Shannon Sharp, but I don't think the sisters was checking for Shannon Sharp when he was grinding through the mud. So he went where love was showing him love. Simple and plain. You know what I'm saying? So people saying, well, it's good for him that he wasn't with a cultured woman. That could have happened with a cultured woman. How many brothers get took it to the cleaners by cultured women as well? Look at Amon Shumpert. I'm just saying. And he's not just one. He's just at one example. Look at Tiki Barber. I'm saying. Wife waited till he retired. Took all that money on. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. People rock with you or they don't, yo. And unfortunately, most guys that are millionaires, they have wives while they're playing their sport. But for some odd reason, anytime they retire, their wife be like, yeah, I'm out. I'm going. Ain't no more perks. Ain't no more front row seats at the game. You home all the time. You're not working out as, you're not working out as much. Yeah, nah. So that could happen. That could happen either or. That could happen either on either or side. Me personally, I prefer cultured women. You know, me personally. But you go where the love is at. Simple and plain. You go where the love is at. Whether it's cultured, whether it's outside, you go where the love is at. And all people move that way. Women, y'all move that way too. Like, so it kill me when some women do say that. Y'all go where the love is at. Y'all go where y'all feel like y'all be giving the most love to. Men do the same thing, especially cultured men. And if a cultured man like cultured women, and cultured women just ain't checking for that man, he gonna go where he gonna get the love. Like, he not gonna force it. Just trying to tell you, that's the nature of men. We go where we appreciate it, not where we're tolerated. So we all sin. Fear one man, you're one man, homie. Yeah, fear no man. I don't feel no man. I'm only humble to God. I'm only humble to God. People throw around that humble word way too often. Yeah, I'm humble. Yeah, that's cool. Be only humble to God. God is the only person that deserves you being a servant to. Man, yeah, ain't afraid of man, ain't bowing down to man. You pull one leg up at a time, just like me. Yeah, that's a fact. We do all sin. We do all sin. That's a fact. We do all sin. But we all know most sins are built differently. You know what I'm saying? And this is not like a deterrent of like, yeah, good for him. Like, nah, that's still grimy at the end of the day. Now, should he have known better? Yes. He should have known better. He's an older man. He should have known the game. He been in the NFL since the late 80s. So he should know the game. So yeah, he should have known the game. Yes. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Ryan Anthony for tapping. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes while you're here. Hit them 100s. Hit them likes. Chris Rock, smacking weed, drinking beer all day. But yeah, like Shannon Sharp should have known the game. Is it good for him? Hell no. But should he have known the game? Should he have known better? Of course. Yes. He's an older man. She's a younger woman. You know, he's in a position. She's not. You know what I mean? You got to beware of the play. Got to beware of the play. But see, most people don't understand this. Just because you have money, that don't mean you necessarily have experience. The reason why I'm giving Shannon Sharp the benefit of experience is because he's been around as far as in the NFL since the 80s, the late 80s. I believe like 89, if I'm not mistaken. We in 2025. How much more experience you gonna need, my brother? So it's not a dig at him, but it's to understand like, yo, some guys really don't have that experience. Like, you see a lot of young new guys get took it to the cleaners all the time. They're great players, but they meet women, and it's funny, like the internet or the big brother or the cousin or the dad or the uncle, like, you know, or your big bro, we could see the play. We could see like, yo, bro, she really not into you. She here for the play. And sometimes, unfortunately, our younger brothers, our sons, our nephews, they're going to have to figure that out. Because what we're going to tell them is going to land. The only thing that's going to land is that heartbreak, is that betrayal. Like, yo, it's real. It's real. And a lot of young guys are way more naive to understand that a woman, like, once a guy's in love, yo, you can't tell him that his woman not in love with him, yo. You can't tell him that his woman is not in love with him. He has to feel it. He has to really go through that shit. So it's a rude awakening. But every guy has to go through that to actually be a part of you growing up as a man. You have to go through heartbreak. like real heartbreak, like really loving somebody, really wanting to be with them, um, and, and just really going through it. But see, these guys are in a position where I don't want to say they've been sheltered all their life, but in some situations they don't have a lot of experiences with women, and by the time they 21, 23, they still don't have a lot of experience. So now that they got all this money that they could play with, and then they don't realize that the woman is running the play and end up getting that money. So shout out to Case in the building. Appreciate you tapping and hit them likes, hit the 100s, hit them likes, hit the 100s. Don't be weird. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Appreciate you tapping in each and every episode. So shout out to you, because it's the same comment you say, but just a different name. So whoever you are, again, thank you for tapping in. So, but hit them likes while you're here. So yeah, so be very careful, y'all. But a lot of people were saying that, like, yo, it's good for Shannon Sharpe. He should have been with a sister and yada yada yada. It's crazy how other people could tell you what's good for you without even walking a mile in your shoe. Like, it's crazy. Like, what's weird? I see guys on social media telling other guys, like, yo, don't beat off and don't do this and don't do that. And I'm like, yo, bro, you don't know this man. You don't know if he can get women where he can't beat off. Like, how you gonna tell the next man not to? You don't do it, and you do it for your reasons not to do it. It's weird like, I can't imagine like asking another dude, like, yo, bro, do you beat off? Yo, you better stop, because you're not gonna be as ready when you get a woman, bro. That's like the weirdest thing. Like, that's a conversation I never engage with another dude, whether it's my bro, whether it's my homeboys. Like, that's just a weird conversation. Just weird. A shout out to Kanye fan, best rap album of all time. That's a tough one. That's a tough answer, bro. It's a lot of great rap albums. It's a lot of great rap albums. A lot of great rap albums. I will say this, though. If I only had to listen to one rap album for the rest of my life, outside of, it's going to sound like contrived, but outside of my own album called Ready to Live, I definitely would say Jay-Z Blueprint. If I had one album that I can only listen to for the rest of my life, Jay-Z Blueprint. If I can pick mine, then I'm going to say mine, and it's called Ready to Live. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. But Blueprint is probably one of my top 5 albums of all time. Blueprint, yeah. Blueprint is one of my top 5 albums of all time. Jermaine Dupri 1472 is one of my top 5 albums of all time. That album is fire. Fire. That joint still hit hard to this day. Is your album on Spotify? Yeah, I'm on everything, bro. I'm on everything. But yeah, his as well, one of my top 5s. Another rap album that's probably one of my top 5s. I'm gonna have to go with Nas. It Was Written. My top 5 rap albums. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Kanye, best Kanye album though. Best Kanye album. I would say my favorite Kanye album is probably something about Graduation, bro. College Dropout is fire, but Graduation hit different to me. some of Kanye albums that's not well received, I mess with, but yeah, yeah, graduation for me. I would agree. Nah, Kanye got some fire albums. I will say that Kanye got some fire albums. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, definitely Blueprint in my top five. It was written as on my top five as far as rap albums. Jermaine Dupri 1472 is in my top five. Um, Get Rich or Die Trying is in one of my top five favorite albums of all time. So it's definitely in my rap albums top five. And there's something about that Kiss the Game Goodbye by Jadakiss. I know some people probably be like, yo, what about J. Cole? Forest Hills 2014? That's a fire album right there, kid. Just straight from rap album. I'm trying to have. Shout out to Political in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. No. No, that's weird. You know what's funny though? That they turned pillow fighting into an actual sport. That's the weird part. They turn that into an actual sport and they get in the ring with the pillow and dudes be going crazy. Crazy. They got the spin rock, bomb, the underhand whoop. Like they go crazy with the pillow fight in the sport of pillow fighting. That's a crazy sport. That's a crazy sport. I wonder how much those dudes get paid. They got to get paid like what, 1,500, 2,000 maybe a fight. Listening to Nothing was the same by Drake right now. Okay, yeah, Drake got some tough albums. Not in my top five, I will be honest, but he got some dope albums for sure, for sure, for sure, and another rap album that's probably in my top 10, probably not in my top 5, but Beanie Siegel, The Becoming. He put a lot of people under pressure on that album. He was fire album. We should just no. So yeah, those are some fire albums. Raekwon, Purple Tape, Built for Cuba Links. Yeah, one of my albums too. Yeah, fire albums. But yeah, y'all, I want to thank y'all for tapping in. Y'all been amazing. Y'all always amazing each and every episode. Again, if it's your first time tuning in, I'm Ashley Lovechild. And I'm on every Sunday, every Thursday. Every Sunday, every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. And I want to thank y'all for helping with the growth of the show. Y'all been amazing. Y'all been a blessing. And y'all continue to rock with your boy. The show continues to get bigger and bigger. Pause. But I want to thank y'all for that. Because, again, y'all spreading love, spreading that energy. The views of the show has been amazing. Y'all been watching those shorts. I've been peeping. Y'all been watching them shorts. This is going crazy. Y'all been watching these videos. I have over 450 rewatchable videos of this podcast on this channel. Clips, shorts, and all. But these are just videos. That's not even included the clips. It's included the shorts as well too. But it's a lot. It's a lot of videos to tap into. Great for conversational starters with your friends, family, co-workers. We talk about everything here, whether it's sports, entertainment, social commentary. We talk about everything here. So again, I want to thank y'all for helping me continue to build and grow the show. Y'all been amazing for that. I want to thank some of the sponsors of the show. I want to thank Button Snaps and OUV Records. Again, if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. Again, at Ashley Lovechild, but only if you're serious, okay? I don't like to play games when it comes to business. But again, if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on my Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. Also, I want to thank y'all. We on the road to 20,000 subs. 20,000. We a little over 11. So continue to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that all notification bell. We also have memberships in the channel. So different memberships do get granted different access. So again, tap into those memberships as well. The links is also in the bio as well too. We also have merchandise. Merchandise, as you can see, OUV Records. We got merchandise and of the podcast as well. So if you go to fourthwall.com and you could hit it through our channel, you get 10% off if you use the promo code Brothers Pod. Again, Brothers Pod, you get a 10% discount off all items in the store. So again, tap in and continue to support the Can the Brothers Get a Rap store as you do. So thank you. Also, again, I want to thank y'all for again supporting my new EP. Winner's Loyalty is up on every music platform. Again, 6 songs of fire. If you true hip hop fans, make sure you tap into and give that great listen. Appreciate that. Shout out to bands in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Bro, I look like you, but 15 years younger. I hope so. I hope so. I wish you the best with that comment, bro. I hope so. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the pappy. I'm not the pappy, bro. That's all I can tell you. Your mom didn't tell me. She didn't tell me nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? I raised mine. I raised mine. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank y'all for tapping into the show. I feel like I'm missing something else. Oh, again, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps. Again, you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, snaps.com. It's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. So make sure you tap in. And y'all, thank y'all for tapping in. This has been episode 183. Y'all know I'm going to be on this Sunday for episode 184. We're going to have plenty more to talk about. I can't wait to see tomorrow's game with Shedeur Sanders. I hope he absolutely balls out and kill the game. It's gonna quiet some of those haters out there. And there's more so haters that's in the sports space, not haters as far as the public, because the public, we're supporting little bro because he's a great player and he deserves to get his shine. And I hope he like really balls out. I hope he really balls out because a lot of these sports media guys be swearing that he's not it. So he's going to show it. So I'm looking forward to watching tonight's game. And shout out to Wester, LeJontay Wester, a receiver on Colorado, former receiver on Colorado, made his debut tonight with the Baltimore Ravens. Had a punt return. So he cooking on the punt teams. Get that man that slot too, because he's dangerous at slot. He's more dangerous at slot than he is at a punt returner. But I think tonight he made the team. So shout out to LeJontay Wester for doing his thing tonight. Debut with the Baltimore Ravens against the Colts. And the last thing, y'all, football is back. Football is back. Oh my God. Football is officially back. So I'm super excited. Oh my God. It's been a long off season. I will say that. And I'm so excited, super excited. Football is back. So y'all already know, man. I'm going to see y'all next episode for episode 184. Appreciate you again. And y'all already know it's love. And I'll see y'all next time, 10:30 on Sunday. I'm out.